Hey everyone, Mike from Just Watch back with another Just Watch episode. So today we're going to do something a little bit different than we've done. You might recall a couple of weeks ago we did a Rolex, how to buy a Rolex, save thousands and make money episode where we highlighted a few really strong purchases on the vintage Rolex market now that are transitional periods from the late 90s and early 2000s. We talked about the Rolex Sea Dweller 16600, which I happen to have right here on my desk in front of me, and also the Rolex 14270 Explorer. I thought I'd build on that episode a little bit and talk about some really cool Rolex vintage pieces that are on the market right now that if I were a collector and funds were no issue, I would definitely snap up these pieces. So what I did is I went through some of the better online retailers that are on Rolex, or that sell Rolex, and picked out 3 watches to choose from. We're going to highlight these 3 watches and just talk about these, what makes them cool, and why collectors want them, which is what's driving up the price. Or if you're a collector and you're kind of starting out, or if you're looking for something to add to your collection, any one of these 3 pieces would make a fantastic addition to your collection. So let's get started. First piece is the Rolex 1016 Explorer. This is the Rolex R Series Explorer. So this Explorer, the 1016, this is actually the true James Bond Rolex, simply because this is the watch that the author of all of the James Bond novels, Ian Fleming, wore on his wrist daily. So this watch was in production from 1963 until 1989 or 90, depending on who you talk to. Really long production run. This particular model is one of the last of the original 1016s. It was manufactured in 1987, and it is in exceptional original condition. It's almost unworn condition, which is something that collectors always want. They don't want to see a watch that's been polished down, or where that original Rolex brushed finish is just gone and the watch is all shiny. It's exactly what you don't want. You want to see sharp, crisp edges. If the watch is a model that had the bevels, you want to see the bevels on the watch still, and you just want to see that nice original finish, and that is here in spades on this 1016. The case is clear and sharp, which is definitely what you want. It has the workhorse 1570 movement, of course. It's a 36mm case size. Gorgeous matte black dial with a tritium, original tritium that hasn't faded. It isn't cracking or peeling or anything like that, so very nice condition overall on this watch. It looks like it was worn just occasionally and then put back into its box by whoever the original owner was. They definitely took care of this watch. It's 31 years old, and it looks like it was just made maybe last year, or I have watches that are 6-month-old that are in equal condition. So this watch is available on the keystone.com for $20,000 US, which sounds really high, but I've seen a lot of 1016s going for between $14,000 and $16,000 that weren't in nearly as good of condition as this one is. So do keep that in mind. Next watch we're going to talk about is a Rolex 16520 Zenith Daytona with a Patrizzi black dial. So the Patrizzi black dial, if you guys have never heard this, kind of a cool story. For a very short time period from 1994 to 1995, Rolex made these dials and they used the wrong lacquer. What this resulted in is the white areas in the subdials fading to this kind of a cool pumpkin cream color. So this was discovered by a really well-known collector named Osvaldo Patrizzi in 2005 before he was going to auction with one of these models. So he put it out, hey everybody, check out the color that these dials turned, and all of a sudden, boom, instant collectors, everybody wanted them. So that's the Patrizzi dial. What you look for is those rings in the subdial are no longer white, they're kind of this cool creamy color on top of the black, and that is how you know you have it. It is also features the automatic Zenith El Primero movement, which is also in pretty short supply. Not many of these were made. There's always a long waiting list for these watches. Very similar to what we're seeing right now with the new Baselworld 2018 release of the Rolex GMT. So, long waiting lists, they're almost impossible to buy, and they're going for between $20,000 and $25,000 on the secondary market. These Rolex Zenith Daytonas, same deal. The other thing cool about this watch too is if you look at the subdial at the 6 o'clock, the 6 in the subdial, that's at the very bottom of the subdial, is actually inverted. So it looks like a 9 if you look at the watch in its normal position. It is not actually, it's just the way that it's laid out. This watch is currently on sdwatches.com for $64,000. It includes all of the boxes and paper that came with the watch, which is also a highly desirable option for collectors. Collectors always want as much of the stuff that came with the watch as possible, and this one has that in spades. So check out sdwatches.com. I will put links to all three of these watches down below in the comments. You guys can easily click through and check them out or purchase them if you want. The last watch we're going to talk about is available on bobswatches.com. It is a Rolex GMT Master 1675. Of course, you guys probably already know this is the Pepsi dial variant. This one is really cool. It's made in 1966 and just has wonderful color and patina all around. That Pepsi bezel insert is faded to just a gorgeous, like a pink and light blue. It's just delicious looking. And then of course you have that glossy gilt dial and all of the patina on that dial. As you can see, all of the tritium has turned down to just that really gorgeous kind of a cream pumpkin color. And of course a matching handset and everything that you want on the GMT Master. It is all on this timepiece. And of course the original Jubilee bracelet, which does have a little bit of stretch, but that is part of the charm when you are purchasing a vintage watch, and that is to be expected. This watch is going for just under $25,000 on bobswatches.com. Like I said, I'll put up a link to that. So anyways, that's it for the three highlighted pieces. Love to hear from you guys which ones you prefer, which ones are your favorite. My personal favorite is the 1016 Explorer. That is probably my next collection piece as far as Rolex goes. I don't know if it'll be a 1016. I've actually been looking hard at the 214270, which is the brand new 39mm with a full lume dial. I really like that watch. It just has the most up-to-date movement. The chromolite, which I think looks awesome in that blue when you see that at nighttime glowing in the dark, and just all the bells, which was also a 5mm glide lock extension on that bracelet too, on the Oyster bracelet. So lots of desirable features on the newest variation of the Explorer from Rolex. All right, everybody, like I said, let me know what you guys liked. I'd love to hear which one is your favorite. Also, if this is your first time visiting the channel, thank you for watching. Please do hit that subscribe and like button below. Also, let us know what you're thinking on this. Everybody, thank you for tuning into this episode. We will be back with another episode very soon, and we appreciate you watching. Everybody, have a great day, evening, or whatever it is in your time zone. All right, everybody, bye-bye for now.